All right, it's July 29th. Welcome to the Power Up and the Market Update. I am honored and excited today to bring you some valuable information here shortly, and also bring an amazing friend of mine, Mr. Coach Pipes, that's going to be presenting 7 steps to 7 figures. And before we get started up, this is an opportunity for you to now unmute yourself, because we love to start the meeting with a lot of energy. So I encourage you guys to unmute yourselves at this moment in time. I want to hear you guys loud and clear. We're going to do some affirmations as a community to bring up the energy, because you already know high energy equals high income. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say power up, and then you guys already know the drill. So 1, 2, 3, power up.
Power up.
Power up.
1, 2, 3.
High energy equals high income.
High energy equals high income. Every day in every way I am better. Every way I am better and better and better. Every way I am
getting stronger and stronger.
Stronger and stronger.
Every day and every way I'm getting smarter and smarter.
Every day and every day I'm smarter and smarter.
All I need is within me now.
All I need is within me now.
Perfect health.
I have perfect health.
I sign a new listing today.
Sign a new listing today.
I open a new escrow today.
I open a new escrow today.
I was born to win. I will never surrender.
I will never surrender.
I will always keep growing.
I will always keep growing.
I was born to be great.
I was born to be great.
Today will be the best day of my life, no matter what.
Today is the best day of my life, no
matter what. Let's go, baby.
Awesome. Let's go. Thank you so much for participating full out. So a quick gratitude. I want you guys to flood the chat with gratitude, because gratitude is an abundance multiplier. I'm so grateful that Coach Pipes is here with all of you. I'm so grateful to be alive. I'm so grateful to breathe some fresh air. I'm so grateful for the ability to see. Flood this chat with gratitude. What are you grateful for today? One thing that you could be grateful for today. Flood the chat. Flood the chat. Flood your heart, your mind with gratitude, because gratitude is truly an abundance multiplier. Thank you so much to each and every single one of you that have committed yourselves today to get present to what is extremely important and how you can move forward powerfully in the year. I am grateful for all of you. I'm grateful for your attention. I'm grateful for your energy. I am grateful to be alive. So also, I want you guys to visualize what you get today, right? You guys get an amazing breakthrough today on this conversation. And I want you to visualize yourself 12 months from now, accomplishing all of your dreams, all of your goals. And I want you to picture yourself, visualize yourself. What kind of car are you driving? How are you dressed? How are you feeling? How does your body feel? What does your business look like? What does your bank account look like? Who are you with? Where are you with in the world, right? Are you traveling to an amazing destination? I want you to visualize the greatest outcome for your life. And again, practice this in the morning and practice before you go to bed, because usually what we do is we marinate on all the things that we didn't get done during the day. I want you guys to reverse engineer that and visualize what actually you are creating for your future. A goal for our organization is to serve 21,000 families, $10 billion in volume, and to attract 10,000 agents. And our vision is to be a catalyst. Let's Grow movement is to be a catalyst for transformation in the real estate industry. Wait, where did I go here? And we aim to cultivate a global community with highly skilled, innovative, and successful real estate professionals who not only achieve their own ambition, but also contribute to raising the industry standards. By harnessing the power of advanced technology, continuously learning, and network with motivated agents, we strive to create a legacy of empowerment, abundance, and collective success. Through our efforts, we envision shaping a future where every real estate professional has the tools, knowledge, and support needed to thrive in an ever-evolving market and make a positive impact on the world around them. So that is our vision. So I want to just give you guys a quick little market update here. These are just the 5 counties that surround us. And again, I recommend that you guys do that every single week, because you guys want to get present to the possibility of what's available, right? No matter how much noise, no matter what's going on with interest rates, no matter, you know, how much inventory we have. Look at what just happened in just 5 counties. LA in the last 7 days, $1.4 billion in production closed. $740 million in closings in Orange County, $233 million in San Bernardino, $400 million in Riverside, and $572 million closed in San Diego. 7 days. Look at the actives. That means that somebody sat down with the seller and signed a contract 1,300 times in LA, 421 times in Orange County, 408 times in San Bernardino, 579 times in Riverside, and 650 times in San Diego. So what does that mean totally combined? $3.3 billion in closings, 3,000 homes, and $83 million in commissions paid. That is the pie that is available for each and every single one of you every single week. And the question you should ask yourself today and always, how much of this pie do I want for me? How much of that money do I want for me? How many clients am I committed to serving? So we're going to change gears and I'm going to get it straight into it. I just want you guys to remind yourselves that we have a lot of amazing trainings this week. Mr. Will Higgins did a powerful training today, this morning. Also, Mr. Mo Rosales did a skills mastery training that happens Monday through Thursday from 8:30 to 9:15. Make sure you do not miss that. And also Winner Circle Wednesday, powerful call that's happening this Wednesday. We also have two very powerful events that are happening this week. Our very own CEO is going to be in Rancho Cucamonga at Haven City Market. And he's going to be sharing the 2024 real estate playbook. And he's also going to be talking about this NAR lawsuit that's going to go into an effect August 13th. If you guys all got the email from the CRMLS or from your MLS, you probably saw that they're even doing a $2,500 fine. No questions asked. You know, if you put anywhere, any sort of hint that you're offering any sort of compensation to a buyer's agent. So we're going to be covering that at this live training in Rancho Cucamonga from 10 to 2. And we're also that same day at night, we're going to be celebrating at the Summer Bash Time Nightclub with Mr. Carlos Velasquez with the Mortgage Lenders, Ms. Shayla Alvarez with Golden Coast, and ourselves. So dress all white. That is the attire. These events are going to be free for you guys. So just show up. So next thing, I want to just introduce our guest speaker. With over 100,000 coaching sessions and 50,000 hours of consulting. He is the most experienced real estate coach in the world. Bill's extensive coaching and training experiences include 15 years with Mike Ferry, 5 years at Keller Williams Maps, and coach and trainer for Everest Realty in Salt Lake City, and 9 years with Tom Ferry as a speaker. He has led over 580 seminars with 400,000 combined attendees. Through all of this, and with the help of great mentors, he has learned the key strategies for driving productivity, scaling profitability, effective operations, transferring skills to sales teams, and building a productive culture. Bill will help you to your team to master the language of influence, improving their presentation skills, refine their closing strategies, and enhance their persuasion techniques. So if you guys are ready for Coach Pipes to drop that fire, drop the fire in the comments now. Let's go ahead and give a big welcome to Coach Pipes. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Oh my God, Leo, first and foremost, hey, in the chat here, actually unmute yourself. As we get started here, I need you guys to say something for me. First of all, are you guys alive right now? Yes or no? How can you not be after that? Like, so
Alive.
are you guys excited about these next 40 minutes? Yes. Okay. And full of energy. So unmute yourself. Go.
No, baby.
Hey, Coach,
you know it.
I'm alive, excited, and full of energy. Give it to me as we start off. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey, Coach.
Alive. I'm
alive.
Full of energy, baby.
Energized. All right.
Holy crap, Leo. That was absolutely freaking banging, man. I am so excited. I want to just show up to this every single week, get a little juice and get going.
Let's go,
man.
bro. You're always invited.
Can you guys give some love to Leo for just the leadership from the front? And I mean, and like he is charging up the hill with you guys, Carlos, and putting the flag on the mountain, right? And saying, hey, come up with me. So Leo, man, I love you, brother. You know, like energy is attracted to like energy. I'm just super stoked to be here. Man, I'm super pumped. I see a lot of people that I know and a lot of people in the chat that I'm good friends with. Simon Polito. Oh my gosh, bro. It has been forever, dude. I love you. You are my brother. Yeah, like this makes my day to see your smiling face, brother.
I'm never going to miss a meeting with you on it, brother. Never.
Kathy Ray, Navjot, Richard Dougal, wherever the hell you are, man. Richard and I go way back. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Coach Bill Pipes. I've been in this industry, it feels like since Jesus was a baby. As Leo actually said, you know, I've had some of the best mentors in the world, like hands down. I've been blessed with really great mentors from, you know, like from my family and just amazing. My grandfather and my uncles that were all military, to Mike Ferry, who I still, hey Leo, still keep this guy on my desk to this day, man. And many of you don't know what this, hey, George, some of them don't know what this is right here. That is a DVD. I keep these DVDs on my desk, looking at it every single day. Every now and again, I'll pop them in. You know, got the chance to work with Gary Keller for years, Diana Kokoska, you know, ran shotgun with Tom Ferry, helped him build his business, you know, where I met many of you for the first time. And the thing that I've learned through all of this is two things. And I want you guys to write this down. History repeats itself and success leaves clues. And I want you to write that down. History has a tendency, George, to repeat itself. And success will always leave clues if you will pay attention to them. Now, the challenge, Lewis, is that a lot of people don't pay attention to the clues and they want to do it on their own. They want to figure it out on their own and they want to bump up against the wall over and over again. Today, I'm going to take you through something that I've been having a conversation with all of my 383 some odd at this point coaching clients. You know, about a year and a half ago, I broke away, Leo, you know this, and I started my own coaching company after all of these years. George, it was one of those moments, Yanni, where I was just like, well, I regret anything in my life. My significant other, Anna, said it to me, Simon, right? And I was coaching Simon at Tom Ferry at the time. One of the hardest things I had to do was leave TF and leave all my great clients, Simon being one of them. And I said, if I never break away and do this game on my own, Leo, then I'm full of shit. Because I'm talking to people about taking risks and about putting their money where their mouth is and doing the things that scares them the most. And that scared me. But I knew after being around all of these amazing men and women, Monica Reynolds, many of you know that name, was my coach for years. She's just a beast. I love Monica, man. I knew that if I just reverse engineered the clues that I've gotten from the last 25 or 30 years, that history would repeat itself and I'd be positioned in a manner where I could crush moving forward. Does that make sense, guys? Yes or no? And today, what we're going to spend, I think I got you guys 35, 40 minutes, however long I got you. I'm going to unpack for you some of the best news that I guarantee you have heard in the last 24 months. I'm going to back it up with data, right? Where like literally, guys, you're going to be like this. Oh my gosh, Leo, I can't go to sleep tonight after that call with Pipes, man. I see what's coming up. I see the historic trend lines, the data over drama. Oh my gosh, let's go. Right? How many of you guys are up for some good news after the last 12, 24, 36 months of grinding? Yes or no? Like, okay. In the chat, we're going to do two things. Anytime I say something that resonates with you, that you like, that you're excited about, that inspires you, that you're like, oh shit, I can't wait to use that. I want you just to put 100 in. Just put the number 100 in. That lets me know that you're engaged. That lets me know what's landing with you, right? Just let's test it right now. Put 100, put 100, put 100, put 100. All right? Because this is a co-creative process, not just me actually sitting here talking to you guys. So I got a question for you guys. How would you, no joke, how would you, in one word, define the last 24 months of real estate? In one word, what would be that word that you would use to define the experience of being in the space of real estate for the last 18 to 24 months? What is that word? Transformational. Leo, I love it, man. Yes. Work. Interesting. Love it. Changing. See in the chat, challenging. Thank you, Jay Street. Motivational. There it is. Yanni, I love you, bro. It's been a grind. And anyone that tells you that real estate has not been a gritty, determined grind over the course of the last 24 months isn't pushing themselves. We've had a headwind. We've been seeing interest rates go up week, month after month, meeting after meeting. We've watched, buyers be reticent and be reluctant to come into the market. My gosh, guys, a year ago, almost a year ago, we were at 8.06 interest rates. Did that impact the market? Absolutely. Now, here's what I'm going to say to all of you. Everyone look at me, right? I want you to just clap it up as loud as you can and just say, baby, I'm still standing on the count of three. You ready? 1, 2, 3. We're clapping up for everyone else. And you want you to go, baby, I'm still standing. Okay. Mofo, I'm still here. And we know still, sharp, and still, right, guys? Okay. And what I'm going to share with you today is not that we're out of the woods, but we're coming out of the woods. And that the next 24 months, Leo, according to all the data that I have, and I'm going to give you data over drama, my friends. The next 24 months are your mulligan. Was anyone in the business in 2020? Who was in the business in 2020? What do you remember about the business in 2020? Dude, you could be I called it the dumbass market. You could be the biggest dumbass and you could sell a lot of real estate. You know what I mean? And whereas, Yanni, this last 24 months has been the grit, the determined, the warrior market. You know what I mean? Uh-oh, we're getting a whiteboard. I don't know what's coming up now. Leo, that may be on your end. There we go.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there.
Okay. Did any of you guys ever have this experience? I know I did. When that market shifted and turned sometime in 2022 and we went into 2023, how many of you, Sandra, said, oh shit, If this ever comes back around again, I'm going to give it more. If the market ever gets really robust again, I wish I would have had a little bit more time knowing what I knew about the market. How many of you guys had any of that? Like, please give me a mulligan, real estate universe. Yes? My friends, the mulligan's coming. And today, I'm going to give you some fundamentals, some evergreen information, right, of what I think that you need to be doing just to be a great real estate agent and real estate professional. But I'm also going to give you the warrior plan, the 3-step plan that I'm using with every single person that I coach to be able to capitalize on what's going to happen over the course of the next 6 months and what's going to happen next year as well too. Okay. So you up for some good news? Yes or no? Okay. Now, the average person, I'm going to say this to you, the average person that I coached last year earned $1.75 million. I've got 8 people this year that are crossing over the 7-figure mark, Leo, for the very first time that I personally coach. And I normally don't coach the solo agent, but I have these I have these pets, if you will, these people that I love, these individuals that have come into my life, and I feel responsible for getting them over 7 figures. See, you mentioned your vision, G3, which stands for grit, grin, and grow. That is the name of our company, G3 Coaching, because it's a gritty freaking business, right? We got to smile when we're doing it and maintain the right attitude. And if you do that, Rob, you're going to grow. Does that make sense, guys? Yes or no? Okay. And today I'm going to share with you, I'm going to treat you as if you are already earning 7 figures. I'm going to talk to you from that standpoint because what I believe, Jessica, is people will grow into the expectations that are around them, right? Yes or no, guys? Right? And if I expect you, I talk to you from that 7-figure mark, I know that you will think a little bit differently today. I know that you will be more inspired. And most importantly, I can kick you in the ass a little bit harder. How many of you guys need to have your butt kicked just a little bit? Everyone put 2 hands up right now, right? And in fact, Lewis, I want you to look around. Everyone look around at your booty. Look around at your booty. Go, yeah, coach, I got some booty that needs to be kicked on the count of 3 with a big smile. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yes, coach. I got some booty that needs to be kicked today, right? With some love, with some confrontation. Okay, so let me just sort of lay it down the way that it is. Hold on just 1 second. And we're going to go here. I'm not going to make it as pretty as Leo was, so we're just going to do this in this presentation. This is, Simon, check this out, bro. The average real estate agent in 2023 earned $44,813. $44,813. That's $21 per hour. I'm just curious, what comes up in your mind in the chat, put it in there, when you see that that's the average, according to the National Association of Realtors. What's your thought around that, guys? $44,813 in the chat. Just tell me, one word. What's the one word? No, yikes. Sucks, low. Leo McDonald's, let's go, baby. Let me put this in perspective for you, peeps. A McDonald's worker, Simon, in California in 2023 earned $42,105. And in case you need a simple calculator, I did it for you. That's according to ZipRecruiter. That's $20.24 versus $21. Here's what I say to most of the real estate space. Get out of the way, go get a real job. You're taking up space for the real agents that are on this call right now, okay? And honestly, guys, here's where my head goes. This is your competition, my friends. I want you to think about that. Those are the individuals that are getting the onesie twosies. Now, I'm going to apologize in advance because I've been known to offend some people, but my good mentor, Mike Ferry, said if you're not offending anyone, you aren't doing anything of value. So if I offend you, good, all right? So here is what I would say, okay? You should be beating your competition like a redheaded stepchild. If you're redheaded or if you're a stepchild, I'm sorry. I know that's probably not socially or culturally acceptable, but you should be dominating the market. That's your competition. Now, look, in 2 weeks, the domino falls. I guarantee you there's going to be 20 to 25% of the agents that are a lame duck agent. Do you know what that means? How many of you guys have ever heard of the term lame duck president? Anyone want to like talk about what is a lame duck president? Actually, this is not a political conversation. I'm actually going to say something that is pretty much true. Our existing president will, for all intents and purposes, after the election, become a lame duck president. Do you know what that means? It means that he is still in office, but he's not pushing any of the agenda or the policies through. He doesn't have the ability to be able to do it. He's holding a place until Kamala or until Trump actually officially takes office in January. Does that make sense, guys? And these agents, look at me, guys. These agents that have their license but don't pivot based upon the changes in NAR and the DOJ, they're still going to have their license, but it's only going to be a matter of time before they're out until the next fees come due and they actually have to pay their board dues and they're going to be gone. What that means is, keep that in mind, is there going to be great opportunity for you guys? Yes or no? What do you think? Like there's going to be insane opportunity, especially, Randolph, when you look at the data that I'm ultimately going to give you. Now, here is what I say to every single one of you, okay? And again, if it offends you, good. If it inspires you, even better. How many of you believe real estate should be played for 7 figures, Leo? That if you're going to take the time, if you're going to be in the business, that this game of real estate should be a 7-figure game, right? We have the greatest opportunities around in any industry. Do you realize earning $300, $500, $1 million a year? These are numbers that are held for people that have advanced degrees, surgeons, right? Individuals that are CEOs and C-suite, and we have the ability to be able to actually do that in real estate. If you believe that you could earn 7 figures in the next 3 years, if you really got serious, you got diligent, you got down, you got dirty, you made the sacrifices. How many of you guys in the chat believe if you really got serious about this game, you could earn 7 figures? Kathy, Ray, you better be putting so many 100s in there. Otherwise, I'm going to lovingly punch you in the throat, sister. Okay? Yes. So here's my question. Then why aren't you? It's right there in front of you. The opportunity's there. Market is there, right? Why have you not? And today I'm going to uncover for you guys a couple of the things that I think that are standing in the way so that you can have the chance to be able to correct it. All right, guys? And here's what I'm going to tell you. Even though today, Leo, I'm going to talk about the beauty of the market, because this market, you guys have no idea what's about to happen. Some of you may. If you follow me, I teach a system of selling, Leo, that is called education-based, data-driven selling. I want you to write that down. Education-based, data-driven selling. Where, Simon, we use data to educate our clients, to make intelligent decisions, to move forward faster. We're not having to hard close them. Our goal is to educate. Education-based, data-driven selling. See, watch. How many of you guys love to prospect? Notice there's no 100% Leo right in here, okay? How many of you guys recognize prospecting as an essential part to your business, and if you don't do it, you're never going to be able to have the breakthrough that you want to have in your business, and therefore you do it sometimes begrudgingly? Raise your hand, say aye, okay? So here's what I'm going to tell you. This whole system is based upon this. I prospect to find the motivated. I use my follow-up to educate the motivated with data so that they can make decisions based upon their risk adversity and their timeline. It's an elegant manner which has no pressure, because I learned this a long time ago, Leo. Buyers are going to buy when buyers are going to buy. Not when I want them to. They're going to do it based upon their timeline. Sellers are going to sell when sellers are going to sell. They're going to do it based upon my timeline. My job is not to close them. My job is to educate them so they can make more intelligent decisions. Does that make sense, guys? The consumer, my friends, Natalie, has evolved, right, Greg? They're not the same consumer as 10 or 15 years ago. They have more data at their fingertips. They have more information. And if you are not the most educated, then you will not have the leverage or the influence that you need to have on them to be able to move them forward. We're going to talk a little bit about that here today. Okay. Now, all of you, as we talk about this shift in the market, I want everyone just to say, I was made for this market on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Coach, I was made for this market. Yeah, Leo,
Coach,
everyone needs to point at themselves.
I was made for this market.
You guys are freaking made for this market.
Coach, I was made for this market.
Look at this, guys. Really quick. I love you guys. I love this group. I'm going to remove the chat because I can't see over here. Give me 1 second. There are 3 things in these $1 million producing agents that I have seen that every single one of them understands, Simon. Simon, this is something I've never shared with you because it just came to fruition over the course of the last 3 years. If you want to break into 7 figures, there are 3 silos that you have got to master. There are 3 areas that you have to focus on. Number 1, you have to be the highest skilled version of yourself that you can. And having high skills, I'm going to share with you some of the skills. I'm going to share with you some scripts. I'm going to share with you some dialogues today. Skills are nothing more than this, and I want you to write this down. Skills are dialogues, conversations, and strategies to connect and move people forward. It's that simple. Dialogues, conversations, and strategies to connect, and then to move them forward along their home buying or home selling or just the buying and selling process, regardless of what sales you're in, right? I have yet to meet a great 7-figure producing agent that is not highly skilled, that doesn't know their scripts, that doesn't, Sandra, know their dialogues. I'm going to give some of those to you here today. Number 2, and Kathy, you've heard me talk about this. The second component is standards, okay? That these men and women that earn 7 figures, they have very strict personal and professional standards to which they adhere to as non-negotiables. And under these standards, if you're taking notes, please just write down, standards are nothing more than disciplines, rituals, and routines that are non-negotiable based upon the goal. Disciplines, rituals, and routines that are non-negotiable and based upon the goal. Now, something that's important for you to understand before we really get into the meat of this is those standards will change as your goals grow. Listen to what I just said. They're not static. They change. My standards for me earning 250 are different than my standards earning $1 million, are different than my standards at 2 million, are definitely different than my standards at 10 million. And a lot of agents will stick to the same standards, but increase their goal and fall short of the goal. All right. Okay. So you've got to keep in mind that you're constantly reevaluating those standards. And last is strategy. And strategy is nothing more than people and processes that drive efficiency, meaning I get more done, and effectiveness, meaning I produce greater results. Right? So they're skilled, they're very disciplined and rigid in the way they approach their business and their life. They have standards both for their family, standards for themselves, standards in their relationships, standards of who they work with, standards of who they let on their team. And then they have the strategy. They have a strategy for their lead generation for past client sphere. They have a strategy for their open house. They have a strategy for the listing presentation. They have a Leo, right now, I spent the last 90 days hammering on everyone on the strategy necessary to be able to actually navigate the buyer consultation. I've got warriors right now ready to go out there in the field. They're salivating, right? They're already using the strategy and they're not nervous. What you'll notice is the stronger your strategy, the less fear that you have. You put these 3 together, I call it the 3 S's, you get the big S. Do you know what the big S is? Success, baby. When I'm skilled, when I'm strategic, when I'm following my standards and my disciplines, dude, success naturally occurs. It's not just by happenstance. Does that make total sense, guys? In the chat, give me 100% if that makes sense. Yes. Okay, beautiful. So, as I said here, this number is actually incorrect. I got 42 agents now, 8 of them crossing over later on this year. We'll be up in the 50 to 52. I got 8 people crossing the $1 million mark for the first time, Leo, this year in a down market, in a challenging market. It's not clap me up, clap them up. They've been the one putting in the work. I just got to be Phil Jackson, you know what I mean? And I got 2 people that added $1 million to their production. So it's a total of 10, either adding $1 million, etc. And here is what I want all of you to say right now. On the count of 3, before we hop into the strong content, right? I wanted to frame today. I need you to point at yourself and go, Coach, I am next, with a big smile on your face. You ready, Sandra? 1, 2, 3. Coach, baby, I am next.
I'm next.
Brenda, I need you to do it a little bit better than that. I see you eating, and I don't care if food comes out of your mouth. We're going to do it one more time for Brenda on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yo, Coach, I'm next.
I'm next.
So take a look at this.
Coach, I am next.
Can you see it? Take a picture of that. Print it off. Look at it every single day. These are the 8 traits. I know it says 7 traits. I added a bonus for you guys, Leo, right? Here are the 8 traits to 7 figures. Number one, they are highly competitive and they have an insane desire to win. How many of you guys are competitive? Yes or no? Brenda, my kids stopped playing Monopoly with me. Do you know why? Because I talk massive shit. Like, I love to win in Monopoly. I'm a boardwalk and Park Place. When they land on boardwalk, I am brutal. I say welcome when they land on Park Place, which is not as expensive. I go, welcome to the Montage. I hope you enjoy your stay here. Please give me all of your money. And if they come back around and they land on boardwalk, welcome to the Ritz-Carlton. I love to win at everything that I do. But here's what I know. Sandra, it's always me versus me. Right, guys? Like, the exterior competition is always fun, but am I being the best version of myself? Now, there's 4 simple questions that I always give my clients. I don't have this as a slide. I wasn't planning on going it over with you because I'm going to go more skill-based with you guys today. But how many of you would love to have the 4 questions I have every single client like use on the daily to be able to develop that inspiration and that desire to win? Do you want that? Yes or no? I'll tell you a quick story really quick. Who's one of the greatest basketball players of all time? If you guys say LeBron James, I'm hanging up right now. Who's one of the greatest basketball players? Yes, Leo. Let's go, Michael Jordan.
Kobe.
Michael and Kobe. I actually put Michael Jordan number 1, Magic Johnson number 2, Kobe Bryant number 3, and I'm not even going to give you the rest, right? Okay. Shaq is up there as well, too. We're in LA. We're in the LA area. Yeah, let's go. Michael Jordan, when he took his acceptance speech, there were 2 people that he invited, in addition to his family, in addition to everyone else. Does anyone know who the 2 people were that he invited? Had
Phil
them
Jackson?
sit in, well, Phil Jackson was there anyway. He invited
Coach that cut him.
his high school basketball coach and the guy that took his place on the varsity team his sophomore year. He put those 2 people in row 7 off to the right and he said, thank you, I invited you. He goes, you cut me off of the basketball team. Looks like you were wrong. That's what he said. And what I want you to get is that wasn't something that was natural. It was something that Michael Jordan was known for creating these situations, whether it was the Detroit Pistons or the New York Knicks. If you don't follow basketball, just understand he always generated that competitiveness. Does that make sense, guys? It wasn't, Brenda, just something he was born with. He stoked that fire. So here's the 4 questions. Number 1, what do I want? By the way, Brenda, Sandra, and Leo, you're on my homepage, so it feels like I'm actually singling you out. I am, because you're all that I can see right now. Here's the first question. What do I want? Get clarity around it. How much money, how much income, how many homes? You should be thinking about 2025 right now. Why? Because the work that you do right now and the changes that you make right now are not going to show up a lot this year, but they'll show up in 2025. Does that make sense, guys? Number 2. Second question, and I go with this, it's a pleasure-driven question. All personal growth and development gurus teach it. However, I think they leave it short with a couple of other questions. Number 2 is this, okay? Why do I want it? What's the pleasure I associate with it? Leo, I love your vision, man. It absolutely inspires me. You know what my vision is, okay? You know why I want this? Why I want it is I'm committed to having 1,000 people that we personally coach in G3 that go over the $1 million mark while we're in the foxhole with them. I freaking love this. I think about it I'm obsessed with it. I think about it every morning. I think about it when my significant other, who I'm going to end up marrying sometime, get engaged in the next 6 to 12 months. I hired her to the company. Do you know why? And she helped me found it. You know why? Because I want someone that I can talk about that understands it. We're obsessed together, right? 1,000 people. $1 million that we've helped them get over. I think about that. So number 1 is what do I want? Number 2 is why do I want it? Here's number 3. Now this is the pain. What about it is an absolute must that makes it a non-negotiable? What about it is an absolute must? That goal that I have that makes it a non-negotiable. For Jordan, it was the rings, right? For Tom Brady, the Super Bowls, right? Oh, you're not going to make it. You're too old. Oh, you know what? For me, Leo, I had an old partner and someone that I love and I appreciate him, just like Michael Jordan appreciated the person that cut him from his team, that said to me, it's really good, Bill, that you don't start your own company, because if you ever start your own company, you don't have the business acumen to be able to actually succeed, and you're probably going to fail. So you're better off in this environment than doing this on your own. That is like, now watch. Do you think that shit lights me up every single day? Do you think on the days I don't want to get up, Sandra, I hear his redheaded voice in my head, right? On the regular? Do you think I'm like, oh, let's go, right? Okay. Yes, because I use that pain and pleasure. And last but not least, number 4 is this. What is the sacrifice I'm willing to make to get there? Because Tom Brady said it best, right? You want to be great? Freaking embrace sacrifice. Does that make sense, guys? Right? There are things that you're going to have to give up. There are things that you're not going to be able to do. But when you're obsessed, right? Obsessed is only a word that the lazy use to describe the dedicated. Let me say that again. There's going to be people that are going to fall off, right? Right? There's going to be things that you don't do. There's going to be parties that you miss. There's going to be cocktail hours that you don't go to. And you're going to be laughing all your way to the bank of success on the regular. Right? Leaving others behind. How many of you guys are okay leaving others behind and gaining new friends in the future that make more money, inspire you, etc.? Isn't that why you're part of this group? Right, Leo? Isn't that why they were attracted? Like energy is attracted to like energy. Okay. Number 2, they develop world-class skills. We're going to jump into that. Number 3, they maintain unwavering standards. Number 4, they're highly strategic in 3 to 4 key lead sources. Sandra, you don't have to be great at everything. You just need to be excellent at 2 or 3 lead sources. At your past clients, at doing open houses, at online leads, and probably some geographic farming. You can throw in expireds, etc. Number 5, they track and monitor everything. They track and monitor everything because numbers are the language of business. Now, normally, Leo, this is a one-day seminar that I do. I go through all of this. In fact, we're going to be unpacking this and all the skills necessary at our event that we have in Las Vegas on September the 29th through October the 2nd. I would love to see you guys there, right? Because any of you that have ever been in my events, you know, I'm teaching you what to say, how to say it, and the strategies to support it. They have a plan, they follow it. And by the way, here is what I love about this. You're part of this group because you only associate with winners, believers, and other badasses. Is that the case, guys? Yes or no? That's why you're here. Everyone just look, point at some of the people on the screen and go, badass, 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 badass. Just look at them. You're a badass. I feel like Oprah, and you're a badass, and you're a badass, and you're a badass, and you're a badass. Okay, let's get tactical. Here's the number 1 skill, guys. Remember, skills, strategy, and standards. The number 1 skill that you have got to embrace, that you've got to get down, that is going to trump everything else, is your skill to be able to control the narrative. The narrative about this market for yourself and the narrative, most importantly, for your clients. What do you think is going to happen to this real estate market over the course of the next 12, 24, 36 months? In the chat, I want to see what your guys' narrative is. Even though I say it's never the market, it's always you and the work that you do, I want to know what your perception is about the market in the next 12 to 24 months. What do you think is going to happen? It's going to start to grow. Hey, there's 100 and something of you on here. Don't make me start calling you out. Buyer's market, interesting. More sales, okay? It's Ruby, of course, it's what you make of it. But what do you think the data shows is going to happen in this market? Price reductions, rates, We're going to see the crappy agents exit the industry. Good, come on, guys. Dominate. The market. Randolph, yes. Patricia, yes. Amanda, yes. What if I told you guys this? What if I told you the next 24 months are going to feel like 2020 and 2021? What if I backed it up with data? What if I showed you beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's about to catch fire? Put on your damn track shoes and let's get ready to run. What if I told you that within 12 months, interest rates would be in the high 4s to low 5s? What would you say then? What if I backed that shit up with data so you could not refute it? What if you believed it and started talking to people from that standpoint? Do you think people would move forward? They absolutely would. And here's why, guys. Okay. And this is something that's really important. Just like some of you on this call, hold on one second. Let me move this down. Some of you on this call, you got to understand the public thinks this. 1 in 4 people still believe that prices are going to depreciate. And where are they getting that news? Where's that stuff coming? Where's that SHIT coming from, my friends? the media. Hold on, I lost my chat. There's my chat. Coming from the media, 25% of the population is buying into this crap right here. These are the headlines, okay? When will the housing market crash? A brutal reckoning for real estate agents. The more bad news on the state of the housing market. Housing bubble or not, the real estate market is in trouble. The housing market has gone from bad to worse. Does that impact the decision of buyers and sellers in today's market? And the answer is definitively what, guys? Yes. It makes them nervous. It makes them scared. It makes them uncertain. And you know what? There are absolutely some agents, even some of you that were on this call that even said, hey, we think that there's going to be a buyer's market. We think it's going to go down. And I'm going to refute that. I'm going to rebut it today. And I need you to buy into it because the very first sell that you got to have, can you guys hear the certainty in my voice when I talk about this? Yes or no? Do you think that when I'm talking to you, that certainty has an impact? It does. Because watch this, my friends. When two people meet, the one that has the most certainty is guaranteed to have the greater influence over the other person. You need to get that tattooed on your arm. Look at it every single day. Because if you are not 100% sold on this market being the most aggressive market that you've seen in the last 3 or 4 years, you'll never convey that over to the buyers. And I guarantee you, you're going to see that some buyers are going to get left in the dust as rates come down and they're going to miss the opportunity because multiple offers are coming back. I'm the first person that's probably ever said this to you in the last 6 months. But I guarantee you, you're going to look back on this. You're going to go, shit, man. Thank you, Pipes. I appreciate it. I can see the data. Okay. So when you meet with a buyer or a seller, if you are not certain in the personal narrative that you have about the market, you will never convey that with somebody else. Does that make total sense, guys? Yes or no? Okay. So let me back this up. And by the way, 72.1% of all buyers and sellers say that it's mortgage rates that are causing them to stay on the sidelines. Mortgage rates. That 34% say it's the lack of inventory, 17% say it's the affordability of home prices. So if we know, Leo, that 72.1% of all buyers and sellers right now are negatively impacted by rates, what's the one thing that needs to happen in order for these buyers to get active again? For 72% of them.
Interest rates need to drop.
Rates got to drop, okay? Now, again, I am a data over drama. Where are rates today? Where are we at with rates today, peeps?
Like 7.5 or something, Carlos?
We are right now. Let me pull this up. By the way, how many of you guys would love for me to give you the resources of all the places I go and the people that I follow to be able to actually educate myself and my entire organization, right? So that you can use the same thing. Would you love that? Yes or no? Okay, so write this down. I'm going to have you guys email me, all right? Email me at bill, B-I-L-L, at coachpipes.com. Bill at coachpipes.com. And Leo, what we'll do, that's bill at coachpipes.com. I need you to put your name, we'll have your email address and we'll email that out, and phone number if you want to put it in there as well too, okay? Rates right now are at 6.86. This is one of the resources that I use. This is called Mortgage News Daily, most reliable resource right here. So name, phone number, right? And then my team will reach out and get you this PowerPoint slide and all the scripts and dialogues that we're going to talk about as well too, okay? Mortgage rates, 6.85. Hey, hell yes, right? We've been holding in the 6.8s, guys. Is that good news? Woo! I'm like, we needed to get below the 7s where we're navigating at 7.2, 7.3 for a while. We get down to 6.9. We pop back up into 7.1, 7.2. They made people go, oh, what's really happening? You know what it was like? Like mortgage interest rates and the financial markets were a little bit like that girlfriend or boyfriend in high school that couldn't make up their mind. They're in, they're out, they're hot, they're cold. They can't just like, what's going to happen? Now, Angelique, we're holding in the 6.8s. Keep that in mind right now. Because what I'm about to show you is the crystal ball. Have any of you guys ever heard of Fed futures or interest rate swaps? Okay. I guarantee you when I get done with this, there's going to be a bunch of 100s in the chat, right? It is the closest thing that we have to a predicting model on what's going to happen with rates. What Fed futures are, in the same way, have any of you guys ever heard of options in stocks? How many guys have ever heard of options where you can bet on options? You can invest in options. What do you know in options? An option, my friends, is me saying, I believe Apple stock is going to go up, or I believe Apple stock is going to go down. Does that make sense? Okay. Now I know something's up with my internet right now. Hold on, give it 1 second. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Yes.
It's coming back.
Can you guys still hear me?
Coming back. You're a little, yeah. I think you're coming back.
Here she comes.
We hear you, but you're just
Give
frozen.
it 1 second.
You're moving in slow motion, my friend. Slow motion.
Love me some slow motion. Okay, I should be coming back right now. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, yes. So interest rate swaps are investment tools used by institutional traders. Institutional traders are the smartest individuals that are managing hundreds of millions of dollars in their accounts. They're not representing like normal people. They're representing pension funds and things along those lines. Does that make sense, guys? Yes or no? So they're moving hundreds and millions of dollars. Now, this site that I'm going to show you guys is ultimately designed, and I'll share a screen. 1 second. Gotta love the technical difficulties that we're having right now.
It's all good. It's all good. If you guys are getting value, give Coach Pipe some love on the chat. If you guys are getting massive
Leo, do you got me, or am I
value.
frozen, man?
You're still frozen, brother. You're still frozen, and I can't see your screen just yet.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay,
He'll come
let me
back right
close
now.
that out.
The internet connection is choppy. Let's see.
Yeah, apologize for that.
It's all good. It definitely
Hold
happens.
tight.
The internet. We pivot. Yes. Just like Brenda said, it's just
See if
like
I'm
the
back.
market. We
back?
pivot.
Just like the market, that's right. I don't know what's going on over here, but we've been having a little bit of internet challenges, not necessarily at my house, but overall. So you guys got me back? Yes?
A little bit, yes. A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm now
Not
going to share
100%.
something with you. Okay. We'll be back 100%.
We see the screen. We see the screen.
Let me know if you guys can see this right now.
Yep. We see the screen.
Okay. You guys can see this. Beautiful. And now I'm moving back and forth and I'm good right now. This is a company called CME Group. What CME Group does is they keep track of the interest rate swaps. Interest rate swaps, you'll see, actually have predicting models based upon every single one of the Fed's meetings. If you look right here, okay, let's go to September. And we go here to July. July is the next Fed meeting. Okay, I'm back. You guys got me? Yes. July is the next Fed meeting. It's coming up here in 2 days. What we know for sure is the Fed's probably not going to cut. If you look, Leo, up here in the upper right-hand corner, stay with me on this, okay? An ease means a cut. No change means keeping rates where they are. And hike means that they're actually going to increase rates. What is the probability chance that they're going to cut rates at this meeting? Based upon the market and based upon these very smart investors. What do we see as a percentage chance where it says ease, dude? It's a 5.2% chance. Most likely, no interest rate cut is going to take place. Now, if I navigate over into, I'm actually going to close this. I navigate over to September, write this down. September 18th is a 100% chance of interest rate cuts. Take a look at this. 100% chance that in the September meeting, the Fed's gonna cut rates, guys. Now, Leo, I had to literally call CME and say, is your machine broken? Is the data right? They said, no, it's absolutely right based upon what's happening, because I've never, Brenda, seen this before. 100% chance. Leo, unmute yourself so you and I can go back and forth on this.
Bro, this is fire. This is like having a crystal
November.
ball.
This is your crystal ball. Like people say, oh, we don't have a crystal ball on interest rates. Bullshit. Yes, you do. Here it goes. This is where the smart money is moving. Leo, look at this. What's the probability of a cut on November 7th?
100%.
We got 2 rate cuts now baked in by the end of this year. Now, what's the chance for December?
100%. Wow.
Let's go to January.
Wow. 100%.
Let's go to March. The Fed has already come out, my friends, and said we're going to do 4 rate cuts next year, right? We're pricing in. I got to tell you guys, I follow this SHIT all the time. I've never seen the consecutive 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. So write this down for me, my friends. 2023 equals 3. 2024 equals 4 to 5. 2023 equals 3. 2024 equals 4 to 5. What does that mean? That means that we have, by the end of this year, keep in mind, rates are at about 6.85 is today. See it? We have 3 rate cuts of at least a quarter point, and some of them are pricing in more. That puts us down at
So you mean 2024?
2024, sorry, yeah. 6.85 is where we are. 75 basis point Yanni cut is what markets are pricing in. Where does that put us by the end of this year? In the low 6s, okay? I'm gonna unmute myself. And again, this is not my opinion. This is data over drama. Does that make sense, guys? So when you have buyers saying, I want to wait, sure, at first glance, it looks really good that rates are going to come down to 6.1. But what's the challenge that we have with rates being at 6.1? You guys tell me, what the hell's going to happen to this market when rates get down to 6.1?
Multiple offers. Crazy.
There we go.
Yeah, prices rising up like crazy again.
Yep, prices go up, multiple offers come back. By the way, write this down. Every 1 percentage point move down, okay, drop in rates, 1 percentage point drop brings 3 to 5 million more buyers into the market. That's NAR data, that's and Realtor.com data. Every 1 percentage point drop brings 3 to 5 million more buyers in the market. To put that in perspective, there were 4.7 million sales last year in North America and the United States of America. That means there's a doubling of buyers for every single property that's selling now at this point. Does that make sense, guys? And you tell me that's not going to impact prices, okay? You tell me that that's not going to create multiple offer situations, but wait, that's just 2024. Let's take that now. 4 to 5 for 2024. Excuse me, 2025. Whoops. I got it wrong. 2024 and 2025. I get so excited, I get my numbers wrong, right? So 2025.
Coach Pipes is going back in time for us. Let's go.
2025, 4 more rate cuts, another point. By July, that's where we are, guys, if everything holds steady. Can you see that? Okay. Now, what was hot at 6 is freaking insane at 5. Okay. And Julie, yes, there's the 4.85 if we see the 5th cut. And we just go 100, 100, 100, 100% chance, 100% chance. So what should you be doing? What is your strategy in the face of this? Hey, Leo, I probably want to come back in another month, a month and a half, and like work with you guys again. Would you guys like that? Yes or no? For me to actually come in?
Yes and yes. Let's
so
do
I
it.
can just go deep in this one moment because I want to give you what's in front of the tire of the bike right now for you guys to be pushing. Here's the strategy, and Kathy, you've heard me give this to you. Here's the 3-part strategy. See, A, you need to call every single hot buyer that you have right now. I mean, every single hot buyer. That's someone that said they're either out looking, right? And they haven't written up an offer. They haven't met with you, right? Or they're a seller that also wants to buy. Listen carefully, because I'm talking sellers as well too, because about 40 to 60%, depending upon the market, right, of sellers also need to buy. Does anyone remember this from 2020? I'd love to sell my house, but I can't find anything to buy. Who remembers that? Okay. Richard, you remember that, brother? Okay. Like, oh man, I'd love to bring my house to the market, but dude, I don't want to be homeless. That shit's coming back. I promise you. Okay. Right? Data over drama. So you need to get on the phone with them and be able to explain this to them. I'm going to send Leo a script out that gives you word for word, line by line, exactly what to say. And you just have to paint by numbers at that point. Would you guys like that? Yes or no? Okay. Now, Jessica, That's for right now. Maybe you have 15 or 20 or 30 of those people that are, 6 months out or less. I'm going to get really aggressive in my conversation, my dialogue with every single one of them. I need to move them forward because they're going to lose buying capability even though rates are going down. And by the way, November 7th, look at me guys, Richard, November 7th is 2 days after something else. What
You guys
happens?
ready for the burritos? What are you doing? What are you eating? Election.
What happens on November the 5th down here in the United States?
Election.
Election. Okay. All right. And I when Biden was in, I was saying it's a shoe-in for Trump. I'm not so sure now. Like this election it's gotten a little bit more interesting. But I still think the polls are showing that Trump is going to be able to actually move in. This is not me like choosing and saying, oh, I think that's good. I think that's bad. But what I think is good is if we don't have a contested election. Does that make sense, guys? Where we have someone that is actually going in and we go, yep, Yanni, we know who that person is. I think that will happen. So the election's over. There's always pent-up demand. Watch me on this. There's always pent-up demand before an election. In the absence of certainty, people don't move forward. Does that make sense, guys? Whether that's you talking to them or whether that's the election. And so what happens is historically, remember, success leaves clues and history repeats itself. The history has been October is slower and November and December after an election are bananas. And so we have a slower October leading the election. 2 days after the election, rates are cut another quarter of a point. Instead of being at 6.5 or 6.4, we're 6.25. Do you see the fire that just got lit? Yes or no? To quote the great Billy Joel, we didn't start the fire, but we did ignite it, and it goes on and on, right? So you've got to recognize it's going to be there. And then we get the other cut in December. So number 2, here's my second piece to give you guys coaching. How much more time do I have, Leo? Are we over?
We are officially over. How many minutes do you need? I mean, I just obviously
I
want
need
to
2 more minutes.
Two more minutes. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Number 2, I'm going to call all of my old leads. I don't give a crap if they said, we're going to buy in a year from now, 18 months from now. I don't give a crap. I'm going to call every single one of them and give them this information too. Because see, they're unmotivated. I'm a year out at 7.2 turns into at 6.0. I'm ready to go. I'm going to ask them one simple question, Andrea. In addition to the script, here it is. Where do interest rates need to be? Where do interest rates need to be in order for you to feel comfortable and confident to move forward more aggressively with your plans? Where do interest rates need to be in order for you to feel comfortable, feel confident to move forward more aggressively with your plans? Okay, right? And then I'm going to use the rate over the time. If they tell me they're a year out, but they tell me they're 6.25, when I get within 6.25, screw the time, I'm aggressively going after them at that point. Does that make sense, guys? That right there, if you got nothing else, will change your long-term follow-up and move people forward faster. Instead of you calling and them saying, gosh, Leo, I wish you would have called me 30 days ago. We already bought a house. And you're like, thanks, mom, right? Here's number 3. Number 3, third and last. This is not a time to take your foot off the gas of prospecting. This is a time to over-index on it. I want to load the cannon with leads over the course of these next 90 days. And when I'm prospecting, I'm not just putting in an hour or 2 hours. My goal is this: find one person that needs to buy or sell in the next year every day. That's it. I don't stop till I get there. When I find that one person, maybe I go for 2, but 1's my minimum. Why? Because if I do that for the next 60 to 90 days, I'm gonna have 60 to 90 leads that I'm cultivating and nurturing, and I'm shooting fish in the barrel instead of having to go out and hunt at that time. Does that make sense? You still got to prospect. This is not a time for less. This is a time for more. The last thing that you want, has there ever been a time in your life, guys, as I end here, where you said, oh my gosh, there was an opportunity that was in front of you and you sort of drug your feet and you looked back and you regretted it later? Has that ever happened to anyone besides myself on this call? See, my friends, this time is just like that. Can I explain? You know this now. Other agents don't know this. You now have the data. You'll have the resources. I'll come back and help you guys. And this will give you the opportunity to move your clients forward, to be the hero, and most importantly, to use data over drama elegantly. You guys, I love you all. Leo, thank you for having me on. I know that we went a little different route. Did you get value, I hope, guys? Yes or no?
Fantastic.
Yes,
Something that you
bro.
can use.
Vibes.
Thank you for letting me go longer, bro. I appreciate it.
Of course. Love you, brother. Thank you so much for bringing that fire. Guys, show some love to Coach Pipes on social media. Let him know if you got a ton of value. Again, he has his event coming up in Las Vegas. I highly encourage every single one of you to go out to that event. I think there's some special pricing. His assistant just dropped it here into the chat. We are going to be sending out a recording with all of the information for the event as well via email. So stay tuned for that. And we'll be bringing back Coach Pipes into the Power Up and Market Update. Of course. Let's get it. Thank you guys so much. God bless, man.
Guys,
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
brother.
Leo.
This was fire. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother. Bye-bye, guys. Get to work.
Let's go. Prospect. Let's get it.